I'm sorry, man. I got to, man. I ain't heard it in a minute either. This is my favorite one. What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Yeah. Let me play it for the Suge Knight people, man. Yeah. Shout out to Suge Knight. Need to hear this from right here. Maybe Suge Knight, when he get out, he can sign me to a record deal. Hey, Uncle Mike, album coming out August the 1st. I just played the bass guitar on the intro. Shout out to all my true fans and shout out to all my enders. Shout out to my Patreons, man. We ain't pushing the Patreon. When I get back, we're gonna push the mess out the Patreon. Check this out, man. Check this out right here.
482. That's 1107 10. 323 to 584. D5. Let us know you'll be out on that.
I can't believe Diddy locked in a cell. Tunnels under his house and he can't make bail. Neighbors scared stiff, won't retrieve they ball. If it bounce over Diddy gate, they don't call. Ain't no doorbell ringing, ain't no fence climbing. They say the devil dance quiet when the stars are lining. Talk in the street about basements with screams, where the silence too loud and the truth still bleed. Lawyer walks off, said the case too thick. Even his mama on IV drip. Sick, trying to detox demon while praying on lies. But you can't cleanse blood when it drips from the sky.
Lawyers will argue today that Sean Combs deserves some special treatment. They're hoping to get him out from behind bars as quickly as possible. This morning, the case against Sean Combs returns to court following the split verdict.
I can't believe I saw the twins in the pews. Eyes wide shut, trying to dodge daddy's news. Courtroom silence when they walking slow. I felt the shame hit the floor like a soul on the go. They say he comfy now. Sheets folded neat, other inmates doing favors just to eat. He's still moving like a mobile with a plan. But God don't blink, the karma hits like a fan. Cases dropping daily, names ain't redacted. One brave soul said, nah, I ain't masking. I'm not anonymous, I'm proud with the pen. Said you're gonna remember this truth again and again.
We are just getting started. We're going to win, and we're not going to stop until he walks out of prison, a free man to his family. The defense argues there are exceptional circumstances.
I can't believe Diddy was found not guilty, but the vibe in the room still felt filthy. Face to face, I ain't flinch or shake. I told him what you did to that girl was a damn disgrace. I can't believe Diddy was found not guilty, but the vibe in the room still felt filthy. Face to face, I ain't flinch or shake. I told him what you did to that girl was a damn disgrace. I can't believe.
Man, that mother, hey, I don't care what anybody say, man. That's my favorite one. When that chorus come in, I can't believe Diddy was found that, man, that joint lock, young. It brings my, when that chorus come in at the end, it brings a different color to the song and it brings a different swing and you be like, oh, he pumped. It's like, it's like turning that last corner before victory. I don't know what to call it. You know, when you know you got it in the bag and you coming home, your homecoming. That's what it's supposed to be. That joint right there is, I don't know, maybe it's just me, man. I know how to produce music and I think I proved that to y'all plenty of times. So the album coming out August the 1st, man, please support. I thank y'all, man. I thank everybody who support. I thank y'all, man. I never thought that I can get online and actually do all this, man. I was a person in the background. The Suge Knights and the Puffies and all these other people, Jay-Z, it's like they was born to be up front. I was supposed to be in the back. I want to make sure you look good. I'm going to be the person to make sure you look good because I can't do that part to be out front. Come find out, hell, everybody think they supposed to be out front and they don't know what the hell they doing. Anyway, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, man. Suge Knight back. Gene Deal making shocking claims on Diddy from prison. Wait a minute. All right, this is kind of new. I got to make sure I did a video by accident and I apologize again. Man, you apologize too many times. I did a video that was 9 months old. And they was like, man, this is old. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell.
Gene
Let's
Deal
check
and
it out.
Suge Knight are teaming up to expose Diddy's crimes. In a shocking revelation, Gene Deal claims Diddy has been working as an FBI informant for years, secretly feeding them intel while covering up his alleged role in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Not only that, but Gene Deal is being targeted for what he said and was just attacked by Diddy supporters. Things are getting serious, and Gene Deal's life is in danger.
He's going to go to prison. And if he do, it'll be for something very, very small. It wouldn't be nothing what the people think. I don't think he's going to go nowhere long. And at the same time, you got to look at it. The best witness they have is Keefy D. Keefy D been an informant for a very, very long time. And Keefy D is getting ready to go to trial for the murder of Tupac. Keefy D said it. Everybody else know it. And Keefy D said the money came from Puffy.
Damn.
Tupac and myself. So if they really wanted Puffy that bad, Keefy D would have put a deal with them, down that stand, and broke it down. That would have been the Rico right there. That would have been murder for hire right there.
And I got a lot of respect for you, Suge. I got so much respect for you, bro, because when this East Coast, West Coast war could have been shut down, Pac was living, Big was living, Eric B, Big D, y'all set up there and y'all was gonna set up a meeting. Everybody who had something to do with it was supposed to show up. And Puff refused to. You didn't, brother. You wanted this to be over with. Even though you were in with Puff, y'all wasn't dealing with each other no more.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when you and Pac was in the car behind the House of Blues. You was in the red Rolls Royce, Pac was in the white. I was in the car when Puff rolled up on you and said, yo, Suge, we got any problems down here? And you said, bro, I don't know any problems you got. That was even after Jake was. You said, brother, I don't know any problems you got.
Suge Knight and Gene Deal are the only people in the industry who know what happened on the night of Tupac's murder. Suge was in the car when Tupac was shot, and Gene was allegedly with Diddy when the crime was being planned. On September 29th, 2023, nearly 27 years after the murder of Tupac Shakur, Dwayne Keffa D. Davis was charged with murder for his involvement in the drive-by shooting of Tupac. Now, Keef D has filed court papers in a Nevada court claiming that Diddy was actually the person responsible for Tupac's death as he paid Keef to murder him. Keef says that Eric Von Zip Martin was the middleman for the transaction, and Diddy actually wanted both Tupac and Suge Knight dead.
During the Biggie Smalls investigation in the early 2000s, the filing reads, the three LAPD and FBI agents were part of a task force to solve the shooting of rapper Notorious B.I.G., also known as Biggie Smalls, legal name Christopher Wallace. The task force, through a sophisticated criminal investigation, obtained sufficient evidence that would prove Mr. Davis was the leader of the Southside Crips and his gang was responsible for over 360 kilos of cocaine and PCP. Mr. Davis provided 3 interviews to obtain immunity from prosecution. The final interview were solely questions regarding the Tupac Shakur shooting, which Mr. Davis was also provided immunity from prosecution. So during a December 2008 interview with investigators, that is when Davis allegedly started to spill the beans about his one-time friend, Sean Combs, who he refers to as Puffy. He claims Sean Puffy Combs solicited Mr. Davis to kill Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur for $1 million. Eric Zip Martin, an associate of Puffy Combs, provided Mr. Davis with a gun to exact revenge on Tupac Shakur for the beating Mr. Anderson received. Now, Davis reportedly told the investigators that even though the job had been partially completed and Shakur was killed, neither he nor Anderson ever got paid. He later revealed that he believes Combs had paid the go-between Zip Martin, who he claims kept the money for himself. And he said much of the same thing in a 2009.
Oh my God. Y'all supposed to be some gangsters, right? You supposed to be a gangster, right? And the dude You did the job, and Puffy paid the guy. You such a gangster. The guy said, F y'all, I ain't even paying y'all. I'm keeping the money. He ain't never pay us. But you a gangster. And the dude took the money and opened up a club and all kinds of stuff. And you told us some, oh my God, boy. Dude, I think this dude holds the record for being the dumbest person locked up. He's supposed to be a street dude. He gonna come after me, man, because I talk about him so many times. You didn't shoot the person. He didn't shoot the person. And it's proof that he didn't shoot it, and he said he didn't pull the trigger. You didn't pull the trigger. You didn't get paid, but you are the one that's locked up. That got to be the dumbest.
Ever got paid. He later revealed that he believes Combs had paid the go-between Zip Martin, who he claims kept the money for himself. And he said much of the same thing in a 2009 interview a year later, because according to the motion to dismiss, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, as far back as 2009, was in possession of the same set of facts that the Clark County District Attorney is now alleging makes Mr. Davis responsible for the Tupac Shakur. The Clark County District Attorney's Office has offered no reason as to why it waited another 14 years to prosecute a case against Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis has been irreversibly prejudiced by this unnecessary delay in prosecution of this case, and Mr. Davis's constitutional rights have been violated in an extraordinary manner never before witnessed in the annals of the American criminal justice system.
Days after making the claim that Diddy was involved in the murder of Tupac, Keffe D was attacked in prison. Is it really a coincidence that the second Keefe D names Diddy? He randomly gets attacked.
We have an update now on Dwayne Keffe D. Davis. He's charged in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Davis was in court again this morning after a fight with another inmate. Fox 5's Mike Allen walks us through what happened.
Dwayne Davis is answering for a jailhouse brawl. Here's what court records show, along with images from surveillance video released by Las Vegas Justice Court. On December 23rd, Davis was being escorted back into his cell when another inmate, Rockland Hamilton, who's also facing a charge, is standing to the right by a sink in this room. Hamilton walked over to Davis and squared up, looking ready to fight. They started throwing punches and grappling, and the officer escorting Davis called for backup, gave verbal commands too for the inmates to stop fighting, and then hit them with pepper spray. Before backup officers arrived, the two inmates kept grappling and throwing punches and were eventually separated after backup officers got into the room. Both Davis and Hamilton face battery by prisoner charges.
Suge is the only one who really knows what happened that night, and he says that Puffy was involved in the murder. Gene Deal has said the exact same thing and backed up Suge. Even the cops knew that Puffy was involved, but Puffy never got indicted since he was leaking secrets to the feds. Diddy has been an informant for decades now. Everyone in the streets knew what kind of person Diddy was.
Man, that caught my attention. You said that Suge, he's the only one who knows who killed Tupac. Why you say that?
Suge was there. Suge was there, and even though you in a hostile situation and you've been and guns is firing out, you're going to get that glance and that look at the individuals or the people in the car. Like Keffe D said, I spoke to Suge. We know each other from school. So in that time, as you speaking to somebody, you see who is in the car. You see who's in the car. If somebody got enough time to speak to you or say something to you and have a brief conversation, they got enough time to get a glance of who in that car. Now check this out. If they know each other and the windows is down and they spoke to each other, you don't think Suge don't know who did the shooting or who was in there? He said, I'll never say it. Because to him, he'll be a rat.
Allegedly, Diddy didn't act alone in ordering the hit on Tupac. He used someone inside Death Row Records, a traitor, someone close enough to know Tupac and Suge Knight's movements, someone who blended in with the very people Tupac trusted. This double agent allegedly helped coordinate the hit by feeding information when Tupac would be in Vegas, what car he'd be in, and who would be with him.
The shooter, the person who shot Tupac, did you get to see their face? And was this a person that worked for Death Row?
You there? What I would say is this. I'm not calling a certain person Judas, whereas names could go with those people are Judas. I know it was more than one person involved in the assassination. And respectfully, I would say that I gave the husband, I gave the wife, and by the way, they're black people. I stand on my blackness because I am black. So out of respect to them and their project, you the homie, but you gonna have to wait to see what really happened when they put it out. That's all I can say about that part. But there's no secrets.
Testified that he saw, and we was overworked, and that he saw things that just didn't make sense, and that he had to run down on Suge Knight, or would have if Suge Knight would have actually been there.
I was thinking about that. If all of this stuff is true, Suge Knight ain't had nothing on Diddy.
What you mean?
You think so?
Suge Knight has always been known as the boogeyman of hip hop. But if all of this stuff is true, Suge ain't had nothing on Diddy.
Oh, you mean as far as the type of person they are?
Being a boogeyman. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like bad boy for real.
If the FBI really wanted, they could have sent Diddy behind bars anytime they decided. Keep in mind that Diddy was revealing illegal details on live TV. The feds have a 98% conviction rate, and more than 30 witnesses testified against him. Diddy never even testified, yet he still beat all the serious charges. This conviction is just for show. Diddy is going to get away with everything, and he knows it.
If the answer was there, how could you not say they don't want to see Puffy get life? The FBI is the most powerful people in the world. It's government. They have great prosecution people. Look at the prosecution rate. I think it's maybe 92, 98%. If you was just looking at it, you wouldn't think the prosecutors, as great as they are, if they was really trying to get this man off the street. But it's still, if I was Puffy, I would take some time and got out the way. Because if he go in there and do a little time, he was going to feel he paid some debt to society. He'll start off way left. If he get no time, the street's going to know the deal's been cut. If he get no time, nobody in the industry is going to f with it. It's going to be a bad problem for him because Puffy got to have security 24 hours a day. Yeah, Puffy can get out of jail and start his own car and drive around and live life. And without security, he know he on borrowed time. So he had to have security. And without drugs, see, he probably wouldn't be able to have a conversation with nobody. He probably wouldn't be able to look nobody in the eye. He probably wouldn't even be able to bag a bitch.
Diddy knows too much. Every secret, every whisper, and every rumor. Diddy and other elites in hip-hop have been controlling the narrative for way too long. These elites wanted to get rid of Diddy, and that's why Diddy was arrested. The only reason Diddy was able to get away was because he had worked as a criminal informant, and the feds needed him.
Is Diddy at a level of being untouchable where he's protected, or is Diddy a target that they'll eventually put all the blame on him and make sure they get away with it free?
I mean, he's definitely gonna be the black motherfucker in the bag. you gotta realize one thing. That boy's life is dangerous. His life is and he's just not dangerous with the shit they said he was doing, but he's in danger. He know too much. One thing you gotta realize is he probably having a conversation right now with the higher ups and everybody else to figure out how it's gonna work itself out. Because he know all the secrets. And if he get to run his mouth, it could be a bad look. I look at it like the most important thing is the industry need to be built over. You have all these executives because somebody was their father, their grandfather, or all these type of stuff, and they don't give people an opportunity to grow and learn. I know when I first started in this business, it wasn't a machine. I had to be the machine. I had to figure out how to get my songs on the radio. Because at that time, they was getting 5%, and they got 10%. They was popping champagne bottles. I went from 95% of the songs you hear on the radio was my songs into 97%. So you have to really do all this thing and really do the work. And once the work...
Gene Deal has been exposing Diddy's lies for years now, and Diddy has finally had enough. He's not going to risk jail a second time, and he's going to silence Gene one way or the other. Just days ago, Gene was attacked by Diddy's supporters, and allegedly this is only the beginning. In a recent video, Gene even said that Diddy had sent men after him and wanted him gone.
I'm not the type of dude that you can come up on like
Bro, listen, we out here
what kind of content?
You're not gonna tell me what to do.
You can't come up on me.
Bro, listen.
If you come up on me, I'ma knock you the f*** out.
That's what I say.
You gonna
That's
do
what I say. That's what I say. Bro. That's what I say. No, bro,
The lady that's on the top of the steps, young, she wasn't even in it, young. She just, that's what I say. That's what I say. I swear to God, I thought she was with Gene. Gene don't even know the girl. And Uda, shout out to Uda on the go. That's his video footage. Uda's the one filming it. Uda don't know the girl. They just down there, all down there, because I was down there talking to all of them. And Donut. I keep calling him Donut. I apologize, man. The brother is in a situation where he in jail, man. The dude that was yelling at Gene, as we speak, he is in jail right now. Oh my God, man. If we practice on being more positive toward each other, if we practice on trying to help each other instead of bringing each other down, they don't even realize they doing this. They don't realize they bringing people down. They think other people doing it. Yeah, they think not me. Nah, you the problem, bruh. Think about it. You need to look back at what you did and say, if I was looking at this video, who is the problem? Gene is the problem? Oh my God, man. Look at this. This don't make no sense.
Gone.
This don't make no sense.
I'm not the type of dude that you can come up on like
Bro, listen. We out here
what kind of content?
You're not gonna tell me what to do.
You can't come up on me.
Bro, listen.
If you come up on me, I'ma knock you the f*** out.
That's what I say. That's what I say. That's what I say. Bro. That's what I say. No, bro, shit.
It came to light for y'all that this dude wanted me dead way before I came to YouTube.
Get Gene book, man.
Because I was having meetings with serious dudes in the street. And he refused to sit down. So what did he do? He tell his security team. He didn't tell the NYPD officers. He didn't tell the Department of Correction officers. He didn't tell none of the parole officers or anybody he had working for him that was officers. He told street dudes who had did dirt in the street. When y'all see Gene, y'all do him dirty.
Damn.
Y'all beat him up. He ain't tell him to beat me up. What I look like getting beat up? What a grown man look like, somebody smacking him around, hitting him and all this shit like that. I ain't taking no ass whooping. I ain't took an ass whooping since the fucking doctor spanked me on my fucking ass. I ain't took an ass whooping since my mom and my daddy. When they stopped taking it, I guess I'm got amnesia. I don't know what an ass whooping look like or feel like. What do you look like telling somebody to whoop my ass? He didn't tell him that. He wanted me in the dirt and was trying to rock me to sleep. He knew where I was at.
Gene isn't the kind of man to back down from a fight, and unlike Diddy, he isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. Gene has been speaking out about Diddy's crimes for years. If it was really that easy to scare him, he would have stopped a long time ago. Gene has said multiple times that he doesn't care what happens to him as long as he goes out speaking the truth. You can't silence a guy who isn't afraid of death.
He say, yo, you got questions to answer. And for who? I said, if you want me to answer questions, do interview. I got a booking number, then you do interview. I answer any of your questions. I ain't got no problem of answering anything that you want to know. All you got to do is pay my fee and I'll be there. He said, well, you ain't going to tell me how to get the contact. And as soon as he said that, and he came like he was coming close to me, I took it back to 92. Wu-Tang. Protect your neck. And that's all I'm going to say. I took it back to that. I took it back to 1992 Wu-Tang. Protect your neck. He know what I'm talking about.
And he know
when I did that, then next thing you know, a girl came, the guards started coming and stuff like that. And he told the guards, yo, watch the camera. He hit me. That's what he said to the guard. So one guard was like this. One guard got in front of me and I moved. He said, yo, Gene. He said, yo, Gene, because he know me. He said, yo, Gene, you could just knock me down, bro. Just take a couple of days and get up out of here. And so I was leaving. So he ran and got his camera, and then somebody called my name. He called my name like that. I turned around and I just said to him, I said, yo, bro, I'm not that dude that you could just run up on. I'm not that dude that you could say whatever you want to say. I'm a grown man. You understand? I'm not that dude that you could say whatever you want to say to, because if you run up on me, I'm going to knock you the F out. And that's how that went, bro. And it's nothing I'm proud of. You understand? But you don't talk to grown men. I don't care what kind of YouTube show you got. I don't care what kind of, you want to go viral, you want to do this and you want to do that. You conduct yourself as a gentleman. You want to call yourself a reporter. You don't see all the reporters who went to school. You don't see all the reporters who got their degrees, who got, you know, who worked up the ladder to become who they are, yelling and screaming and cursing and saying all kind of crazy shit to people. You don't see that. But if that's what you choose to do, you choose to do that, bro.
Roger Bonds, Diddy's ex-bodyguard, has also confirmed that Diddy asked his security to get rid of Gene Deal. According to Roger Bonds, Diddy has been sending men after Gene since 2008. Gene Deal was never just a bodyguard. He was a witness. He saw everything: the parties, the abuse, the manipulation. Gene was speaking out long before the FBI launched their investigation. He watched Diddy mistreat women, intimidate artists, and abuse his power behind closed doors.
I'm saying, but he was like, yo, if y'all see Gene, I'm telling y'all, man, somebody better punch him in the face. Somebody better do something to him, man. He out here doing this, that, and we'd be like, all right.
Okay, so when was this? Because was Gene doing interviews at this point?
Yeah, we talking like 2008, 2009. Gene was spreading the word. You know, Gene was always bad-mouthing Gene.
Wait, hold on. Vlad TV started in 2008, 2009. YouTube was really early.
No, he wasn't doing YouTube and stuff. He was going around talking a lot of shit. And we all from Harlem. So he was just talking a lot of shit. And it's a small, Harlem is small.
So what was Gene Deal saying during that time? What did you hear?
He basically was talking about Puff and woman that was going on with him and Kim. Puff being gay, you know.
Wow. Roger Bonds is real. Roger Bonds don't get Gene to go with a little more back and forth with people, and I don't give a, and you know, getting people out of his chat room. He trying to do a little podcast and everything. Man, my man Roger is like, dude, you gonna pay me to do an interview? I sit down and rap to you. What you need? He more worried about his son. He got a son that's stuck in jail in Africa, but he did some time himself and everything. But he out just chilling, doing his thing, man. He ain't trying to be on there going through the comment section and all that type of stuff.
With him and Usher, shit like that. He was talking the same shit that he's talking now on a major scale, but he was spreading it around Harlem. Okay. So it was basically a thing where, yo, if y'all see that, man, I'm telling y'all better hear he got hands put on him, this, that, and the other. But we seen him.
Diddy works from the shadows, and even now, as he's sending men after Gene, he's trying to convince the judge that he's changed. According to reports online, Diddy is planning to join a rehab center and start therapy for his mental health issues. He claims that his mental health issues were the reason he was such a disgusting person. I think we all know that's not true.
Gene Deal, happy to have you back on the platform, man. October 3rd, man, we're going to find out if Diddy do time or not. But I do want to ask you, how you feel about this program that he enrolled into?
Well, the programs that they put him in is because of he's getting close to release or he may be released. So the Bureau of Prisons for the federal government has to give him a program based on his crime that he committed. You know what I'm saying? He did commit a crime. He is going to jail for committing a crime, but the time is going to be based on his pre-sentence report. So now, in the pre-sentence report that the probation officer, the federal probation officer do, they go by the history. If he had any criminal history, they go by the criminal history. They go by the history, the crime. They go by what the victim statements and all that, and they do this report that they submit to the judge. And submitting that report to the judge is gonna have what they believe based on the guidelines of the prison system, the guidelines of the correctional sets up based on what the time he'll do based on the crime. Now, the crime, and let's get this straight, the crime that he committed is based on the Mann Act. And that ranged anywhere from probably 22 to 54 months. Probably 22 to 54 months.
This rehab trick is a complete sham. Diddy just wants the judge to think he's changed. Every criminal does it before their sentencing, and allegedly Diddy is hoping he's done enough to fool the judge. Bad mental health doesn't turn you into a monster that destroys lives for years and years. Diddy wants to get out, and he's ready to tell whatever lie it takes.
I don't give a flying F about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a facade. It's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He had enough money way before he got to jail. If he wanted to do something to get himself right, to get off drugs, he could have got the best doctors. You understand? He could have gotten the best treatment facility. If he wanted to stop beating women, he could have got some psychological help. He could have bought the best that money could buy. So all this shit is just to get his sorry ass out to jail. And 9 times out of 10, it usually helps.
Gene isn't afraid of Diddy. Gene was Diddy's bodyguard. Diddy needed Gene's protection, not the other way around. Even before the trial, Diddy tried to silence Gene. Gene would receive calls from people close to Diddy while Diddy was in prison. Diddy's friends kept telling Gene that Diddy was willing to pay for his silence and he was going to get it one way or the other. Gene spent over a decade with Diddy and saw firsthand the kind of monster he was. Gene knows exactly what Diddy is capable of, and he still chose to speak.
I'm not gonna worry about somebody that I bodyguard. And God knows I could bodyguard myself with his blessings. I could bodyguard myself with his blessings, bro. I'm not worried about that. Nothing beats an ambush, and I know that. But I'm not worried about his shit. People just need to talk about something. They want to have something to say, man. Oh, Gene ain't gotta be worried, so like that. So, shouldn't I have been worried when he was out here on the street? When he was out here on the street, I should have been worried. Yo, bro, August the 14th, 1999, high-speed chase in Harlem. You understand? I didn't know that he didn't send nobody after me then. Because niggas do that shit. They'll send somebody at you. I've seen dudes that do shit and they have Nick right there in the same clique and they didn't even know he did it. So how I know those 4 guys, 5 guns to my head wasn't sitting by him. When Roger Bonds come and say later that Diddy wanted something done to Gene Deal. How I know?
Diddy might scare everyone else with his violence and power, but Gene spent more than a decade protecting him. Gene says he knows exactly who Diddy is, a coward who can't fight his own battles, and Gene isn't afraid of someone like that. He's not running, not looking over his shoulder. He's standing right in the open and daring Diddy to make a move.
Diddy tried to silence you or tried to get you to stop talking about him.
This is relayed to me by Kirk Burrows. This guy is like this with Diddy. You seen him on Drink Champs with him. You see him walking the streets in Miami with him, the whole 9 yards. So I'm saying to him, what does he want to talk to me for? He ain't got enough to say, he ain't got nothing to say to me. He said, yo, Gene, he said enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? Enough is enough to what? And I told Kirk Burrows, I said, yo, if he wanted, I said, he don't want to talk to me for himself. He wants to talk to me for Diddy. And I ain't got nothing to say to him. He ain't said enough is enough to Wolf Mother when he cursed out and told all kinds of. Did he say enough is enough to Big's mother? What do you mean enough is enough? And that's how that conversation went.
How did you feel about it after you were done?
I felt that, like, because they must have got at Kirk Burrows, because Kirk called me with the bullshit. Yo, you gotta fix that. You know this, man, God, excuse me. Listen here, bro. I don't care nothing about none of these industry cats and what they do and how they do it. That's their business. You understand? I don't tell a man how to screw his wife and how to spend his money. You don't tell me what I gotta do with my time. Point blank.
Do you feel like at some point Diddy could try to come after you or do something, you know, being that he's went after a lot of people, he's did a lot of stuff, as you know about.
Cam, let me tell you something, man. If I worried about what somebody would do for me, I wouldn't be the man that I am.
Damn.
I keep my head on the swivel. I do what I have to do to protect myself and my family. All I know is that I know one thing for certain, two things for sure. I got people out here that love me. You understand?
Gene Deal is risking everything to expose the darkness behind the fame, and Suge Knight is backing him from behind bars. Diddy may have the money, the power, and the protection of the system, but what he doesn't have anymore is control over the narrative. Let us know in the comments what you think Diddy is really hiding and whether Gene Deal will survive long enough to tell it all.
Wow, that was interesting right there. Shout out to Gene Deal, man. I got his books. I'm going to go to the Philippines. My plane leaves this afternoon, y'all. It's not 12 o'clock yet, so I'll probably can take me another little nap before I put all my stuff in the bag. Oh, the shoe at, man. Oh, man. Anyway. Oh, man. Shout out to Gene, man. And I noticed a couple of people, man. I went on Choke No Joke. They don't like each other. And I think Gene called up some dude. And now Choke No Joke has the guy on his channel. And he's saying that, man, I ain't never talked to Gene. And he got the guy showing his face or whatever. So it's funny, man, how this internet, people are flipping and twisting stuff to make it seem like what's what or whatever. I don't know. Only thing I know is, man, I try to be real. I try my best not to talk about nobody. I try to support the people that I like, and I think that are real sincere about doing what they doing the right way and everything. I like Ramir. Shout out to Ramir, the guy that's trying to get Jay-Z to take this test. And I never thought that I would find a group that can't stand this guy. He just want take the DNA test. That would prove to yes or no. That's all he wants is somebody to take the DNA. Oh, now he want money. Well, hell, everybody want money. Who name some dummy that don't want money? I don't understand that part. Now, if you are my daddy and I'm over here struggling, you got billions of dollars, you got daggone straight I want a little something. Damn. What's wrong with wanting some money? I mean, the realness. You mean to tell me you got all this and I'm over here struggling paycheck to paycheck, and then you got a nerve to tell me, I gotta be like everybody else. No, I don't want no money, bullshit. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.